Pro 17. This is Penny Blaze. It's been a while since I put out a video, but just want to jump in and show you using the matrix calculator and using the sequence of numbers that the calculator produces really can be a totally amazing and beneficial thing for you. This is an adjusted system using obviously the sequence of 6 numbers individually, but more so I just want to show you guys something that's I think very important. And one of those things is to remember not to write the numbers down because they are changing consistently, okay, based on the input that you put in, okay? And some people have done exactly what I'm saying not to do, and the outcome was not good, okay? You have to follow this thing to a T. I'm just going to show you a quick example of what I mean. Let's just say, we'll use this input that I have right now, okay? I'd put in a payout of 8, as the odds is 8 to 1, when you should use, obviously, 35 to 1. And let's say you had a bankroll of 1,000 units. Now, this is very important. We have to emphasize this. This 1,000 units, it can be $1,000, it can be 1,050-cent coins, it can be 1,025-cent coins. Okay, it doesn't matter. It's 1,000 units. That's the level of the amount of currency that you're using. Now, when it says spin number, obviously if you win, you're going to reset. If you lose, you hit L and you continue to go. When it says spin number, let's say the number 12 was the number that came down. Okay, and these numbers showed up here. I ask you, please don't write these numbers down. They're going to change. And they're going to change, multiple times. It's not the same number. You would sit there writing down all day, and you have no idea what it's going to be, and it's going to cost you in the end. So your number of bets, let's say you were just betting one of these numbers at a time. Let's say you were betting the 4. Okay, so you have one bet. Okay, let's say you lost. I could tell you right now, and the reason why I'm saying don't write these numbers down, look at what happens if you think that you're just going to bet these same numbers. If the number 12 came down, for instance, it's not even in here, because you're not using that number 12. You're just using what the matrix is telling you. Let's say the number 12 came down again. Watch. Notice the numbers are different. Okay? I could tell you again, you can use the number 12 and the numbers are different. So you don't know. Just stick to what this is telling you. Okay? Once you have a win, you put win and you reset your calculator because it's going to show you what your adjusted bankroll is going to be. Okay, for instance, let's say you had $500 bankroll. Okay, excuse me, and play the number 12 again. And let's say you had a win here. Okay, there you go. It's telling you you're ahead by $35, $535. Now you just reset. You put your new odds, your odds again, and you put your new bankroll, $535. That's how many coins you have. If it's dollars, it's $535. We're going to use a live demonstration here and show you why this new strategy just actually works, and it works really well. But not so much of you using the calculator as far as money management. You can, but we just want you to use the matrix numbers and let your casino give you what your balance is. You can put your bankroll up here, by the way, just as a reference. Okay. So in this demonstration, I'm going to put in a bankroll of, let's say, 200, because I'm using 200 units. Okay. And by this I mean, let's go here. If you notice, and this is real money, by the way. Okay. This is real live money. Okay. Let's just say I'm using 200 units, which is $200 incidentally. Okay, but I'm not using $1 chips as so. Okay, I'm going to use 20 cents chips because some people they say they can play with 20 cents or 40 cents or and what happens is I'm always using $1 or 50 cents in my videos. So we're going to use 20-cent chips. And I'm going to show you how, even with 20-cent chips, there's no way you can't make $20 an hour. And that's with 20-cent chips. So multiply that by 5. You should be able to make $100 an hour. If you played 3 hours a day, and you're not actually spending 3 hours, which we all know, because you're going to take breaks. You know, you make a few dollars, take a break, come back later. If you made $300 a day, in 30 days, you're making $9,000 a month. You have to ask yourself, is your job paying you $9,000 a month? Okay, so here we go. So I am going to use 200 as my my bankroll. I'm not even going to worry about that, because what I am going to look at is I am going to look at this, the $200 as my guide, is how much is where I am. Okay, so the last number being 8 just came down. Okay, so let's take a look at this. I'm going to put that in, double check everything, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to play this. I'm going to split the number, plus I'm going to put the number head on, right, straight up, and I'm going to split it. Now, what I want to mention to you is when you're splitting a number, if it's on the bottom row, the middle row, or the top row, it does not matter. You split to the side, not up or not down. People say, well, does it make a difference? To me, it does. Okay, and I'm not going to get into an explanation about that. Don't have to. But you have to keep it within the box. So you have a box of 12. Okay, you don't leave the block. So if 25 is your number, you're not going to split 22, 25. You also have to keep it within the 6 that it's in. Let's say 17 came up. 17 is here. It's within this column of 6 numbers. So you're going to split it here. Okay, and so on. So let's get cracking, and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so I'm going to use, I'm going to use 8. And like I said, these numbers change all the time, but this is how it's done. I'm only putting the number 1 in here as a reference. Okay, because I'm going to play until I win. So, and the fact that I'm using 8, the first thing I'm going to do is put all of these numbers out. 32, 15, 19. So, 32, 15, 19, 4, 21, and 2. 4, 21, and 2. And yes, you're going to have some misses at times, and you may go 4 or 5 misses. I can't control that. No one can control that. But you're going to have your times that you're going to win quick or win early as opposed to later. But to win, yes, you will come out ahead as long as you stick to the plan. So you've got your first 6 numbers here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I'm going to split them. So 2 is going to split here. It's in that box. 1 I'm going to split here. 15 I'm going to split here. 19 I'm going to split here. And 24 here. Why? Because I'm sticking them in the box. And I'm in the group of 6. Now, one thing is, if you happen to have a win, okay, in this case, I bet 240. Okay, if you happen to have a win and it's not a direct hit, meaning it's not directly on your number, you're just going to keep going. Okay, you're waiting to hit directly on your number. That's when it's considered a win and you clear it out. Okay, so for all intensive purposes, I can actually do it 2 ways. I mean, I'm just going to keep it this way, but I can keep showing you. In this case, you bet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can actually change this. I don't know if I'll be able to change this now. I'll show you that afterwards. Only because I'm actually betting more than the stake of 1, right? I can use it this way if I wanted to. There you go. Okay, so I've actually staked $6 or 6 units. In this case, it's 6 units at 200. Okay, so let's spin. Okay, so the number 29 came, which I did not have. Okay, so I would consider this a loss, and I would still do this. But don't worry about this so much. Just worry about your actual numbers that you're playing and just increase your bets. So I would repeat my bet. Remember, I started with 200. Now I will increase by 1. So I'm at that point right now. Okay, because the reason why I doubled it because increasing is exactly doubling that one. Okay, 27. Don't have it. Okay, so I'm gonna put this, and it's gonna tell me. I mean, this is telling me just keep it at 1 because it's not factoring that I'm also splitting the numbers as well. So I really didn't put 6. It was actually 12. Okay. So I'm gonna repeat the bet. I'm gonna add one more to it. And I always do this. And even if I'm down, it doesn't matter. When I do hit, I just continue to stay with the plan. Oh, undo. You'll be surprised to see where this goes. Okay, see, I hit here. Okay, I'm back to 196, but I'm not ahead. Okay, I'm waiting for a direct hit. I will get it. Okay, so I'm going to repeat the bet, but I'm not going to increase anymore. I only increase when I lose. Okay, let's see. Look at that. I started with $200. Folks, I'm at $21 profit. And how many spins? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 spins in less than 3 minutes. I'm $21 ahead. I basically just made my $21 an hour. So if you have a job that's making $20 an hour, you just made $21 in 3 minutes and didn't even touch your bankroll. This is a $200 bankroll. And what did I say? You do not use your minimum bankroll has to be 500. I don't care what you do. It has to be 500. And if I was using $1 chips, well, I got news for you. Multiply this by 5. That means I'm ahead $100 in 2 minutes or 3 minutes. Is your job paying you $100 for at least a half hour of work and you did it in only 5 minutes? More than likely not. Okay, so this is considered obviously a win, right? That puts me at 12 because it's not factoring the remaining numbers. Now, I know the remaining bets that I'm making. So if I was to do this, for instance, okay, and I put in a bankroll of, again, 200, well, I'll put in 221. So I'm just using it as a reference, okay, just so you see. Okay, so I'm ahead $21. Excuse me. My new number is 32. Again, don't write these numbers down because it will change on you. Okay, so I'm going to actually use it at face value. I'm going to bet 12. Okay, because I'm actually, and I'm not getting, this is the problem. I'm not getting 12 at 35 to 1. Okay, it's actually 8 to 1, not 8 to 1. It's 17 to 1 is what you're getting on the split. Okay, and 35 to 1 straight up. So this is just basically a guide for me. Okay, so here we go. 17, 6, 34, 27, 25, and 13. Let me get the time and I'll show you something. Okay, so I'm starting with a balance of 221. Okay, and of course it is, you've got to be smart enough to take a break. Okay, so the time is going to be 212, 212. Okay, that's the time. Okay, now you obviously have to be smart enough to take a break. You just made $21. We're using 20-cent coins in 3 minutes. You gotta be crazy to just keep going. Take a break. Okay, so the number 32 came down. And that's what we put in here. So it says 17, 6, 34. So 17, 6, 34, 27, 5, and 13. 27, 5, and 13. Now I'm also going to split this, right? 1. Remember, this has to be split over here. Otherwise, you're going to leave the block. If you try to do it here, you don't do that. 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, so we started at 220 with $221 using 20-cent bets at 2. Actually, we should start the time at 2:13. That makes more sense. So this is actually when it's excuse me, when we actually start. Okay, let's go. Well, I already hit already in 1 minute. So I went from 221 to 230. Okay, so it's, wait a minute, that's the same time. It's, oh, I have 214 now. So in 1 month, in 1 minute, I should say 1 month, I'm at 230. I just made $9, excuse me, in less than 1 minute. So we're going to reset. I'm going to put the time down. The number is 27. The time is 2:15. So let's put this in. 230, 27. Came up with these numbers. So we're going to put in new times of 215 and a new balance of 230. Okay. All right. So here we go. Let's put this in here. So 2010, 13, 2, 29, 26. Okay. So 20, 10, 13, 2, 29, 26. Now, here's a very, this is one of these situations that can happen. Because these numbers are back to back, you can split it here, right? Because you're supposed to split to the left anyway. But since I always use 6, so you have 6 numbers here, and I split six different times, this is the one situation. I think 9 and 12 is another later on if you can do it with. I would split here because I'm still covering the 26. I'm still covering the 29, but I'm using the 6 bets. Okay, 6 splits. I'm going to cover here, and I'm going to cover here. Let me reset the time. The time is 2:17. All right, so I'm going to start here now. 2:17 with a bankroll of 230. So this is considered a loss. Oh, I'll put in 12 here. Excuse me. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to repeat my bet, but I'm going to increase it, right? There you go. All right. And I need to declare that as a loss. I'm just doing this to track everything. Okay, so I'm going to repeat my bet. I'm going to increase. Okay, so notice I did hit here. I'm not going to increase, but I did not hit direct on my number. So I'm just going to repeat my bet. I'm not going to increase it this time because I did collect something on that. Okay. Okay, I missed. Excuse me. And I'm going to increase again. The whole idea is to make a profit. I mean, if you make 10, depends on what you're playing, right? If you're using $1 units and you made 20 bucks in no time, take a break. If you're using 20-cent or 25 cents or 50 cents and you make your same 10 or 15 or $20 or whatever the case may be in a couple of minutes, take a break. There's no reason to rush this and sit here the whole day and become a gambler. Just be an investor. Wisely use your money. Okay, had another miss. And just one of those things. It can happen. I mean, I could have. One of these things I forgot to mention is whenever you do have a hit that you took a break, when you start back, I forgot to mention this is important. Don't start back with the same number that you hit on. Force a spin, meaning one here, and you force a spin, and you start with that new number. I'm just continuing to play, and that's why I spun. Okay? See, I hit again. I'm still ahead, but I'm not going to increase. Okay? Because I didn't hit directly on my number. What I have to ask myself is, for the time that I've spent playing, was it worth it? Sure. As long as I have a profit, I'm happy. Why wouldn't I? No, that was close. Okay. So I'm going to increase again. I mean, at a point where I'm using 20-cent coins and I was ahead by $30 in 5 minutes, sure, you take a break. I'm just, again, was going through another pattern with you just for you to see that there's no reason to be alarmed. You're still going to be ahead regardless of how long it takes. Okay, at this point in time, I'm not even going to increase. I'm just going to repeat my bet and just spin. I mean, because I'm showing you another option. And the other option is doing the same thing. I mean, except, see, look, head on. Now, had I increased, I would have been more ahead. In fact, well, I would have been up to like maybe 35. But the point is, you are going to hit and you're going to make a profit. Okay. At this point in time, I'll just consider it a win. I'll reset. And this is what I'm talking about. You taking a break. Okay. So I'm at 231. No matter what, I'm $31 ahead. We have not been recording for that period of time. So this is what I mean. Let's say now I'm $31 ahead in less than no time, in the comfort of my own home. So I take a break, I come back later. Okay. Your casino that you may be using, this is all blank. So you're going to force a spin anyway to get your numbers. In this case, this casino doesn't, that I'm using for this demonstration, and this is real money, by the way. Okay. It doesn't erase the numbers, it keeps them. So what do? I just force a spin, and I'm going to start using that number. Okay. So the number 16. Okay. Okay. So I'm at 16. It's all right. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to put in 16. All right. So this is what it told me to bet, and this is what I'm going to bet. Okay. I'm splitting. I'm splitting. Oop, I'm splitting. Okay. The time is 2:23. Let me put this. This was, I can take this out. So 223. I'm starting with 231. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now we're gonna repeat and increase. There you go. Head on. I'm at 245. I'm done. So altogether, I've been recording for 26 minutes. Okay, so where am I here? The time is now 2:24. I'm at 2:45. Okay, do the math, folks. I've just made $14 profit in 1 minute. So in all, you know, all actuality, I've spent 27 minutes recording this video. Out of that 27 minutes, let's just say 20 minutes of actually playing. And, you know, I was explaining stuff. And in that 20 minutes, I've made $45 profit. Okay. A $45 profit. Okay. And I'm using 20 cents. Okay. If I'm using 20 cents to make $45, okay, multiply that by 5. Just think about it. I would be at over $200 if I was using $1 units. So I'd basically, yeah, 5 fours are 20. I would be over $200 in less than a half hour. You really can't go wrong if you did this. And again, don't write these numbers down, because I can tell you right now, if I was to put in 16 here again, that's changed. See? So don't write it down. Okay, they can change any different numerical values, but it's done for a reason, because we have algorithms based on what number came down and how the spins are going and what should come in a brief amount of time. Once again, come visit at spinpro17.com. You go here to your subscription plans. The matrix calculator is totally free, okay, to use. Okay, once you select your plan, be my guest. Now, one thing again with this, like I said, you know, if you just played the numbers straight up and you don't split, whatever number it was, let's say it was 35 to 1, and you had a $500 bankroll. Let's say it was 35 to 1, and that was your numbers, and you were doing this, and you're using 12. Well, you're not going to use 12. You're going to actually use 6 numbers, right? And you lost. It would be here again. Do this. You lost. Here. You lost. You lost. It's actually telling you how many times, how many units you have to bet. You can't go wrong. Because look, it's saying you're betting number of bets, 6, which is all 6 numbers. You're betting only 1 unit. They changed already. But see, I just actually touched the number, and all of a sudden these numbers changed. But you're doing this, and now you have a hit. You're ahead by $6. Big deal. Okay, you are a profit. You have a profit. That's what it's all about. And of course, you reset again. But the reason why I use 12 numbers is because I'm also what? I'm also splitting the numbers. So in case there are times that I didn't hit that number, but I hit on the split, I recovered the money that I spent and a few dollars profit, and I stay at that bet. I only increase when I lose. So I'm at 245. I am done. I'm going to make a withdrawal and go back to my original bankroll and so forth. But I'm going to bet within myself, not with you know, bet with my head, not over it. Meaning I'm $45 in a half hour with 20-cent coins. I don't usually play roulette. You know, if I do have the time, I may, and it's not for 20 cents. But in this demonstration, I did. If I'm going to come back and play at 20 cents, maybe an hour later, half hour later, 40 minutes later, I don't know, it could be 2 hours later. But as long as I make $100 a day with 20 cents, that's fine. If I'm using $1, I make $300-400 a day. That's a cool $2,000 a week if I'm playing 5 days a week. Or I keep saying I am, but in case you are. Okay? So I hope this has been informative. The system is totally amazing, and the calculator is totally amazing, because again, the good thing is it actually changes the sequence of numbers based on algorithms. Good luck, and hope to see you as a continued member and a new member in the near future.